For more than 40 years, doctors have told seniors that an egg is an egg. There are 21 different types of eggs you can buy today, from omega-3 enriched and organic to free-range, cage-free, pasteurized, and even duck or quail. Yet, according to new medical research, not all eggs are created equal. And if you're over 60, some of them can actually accelerate muscle loss, raise inflammation, and clog your arteries faster than red meat ever could. A recent study from Kyoto University stunned nutritionists when it revealed that just one wrong type of egg a day can spike LDL cholesterol in seniors by 98% and trigger oxidative stress inside muscle tissue, the very process that weakens legs and shortens lifespan. But here's what's truly shocking. While certain eggs damage your heart and metabolism, others, the rarest kinds, contain unique amino acids and antioxidants that repair your mitochondria, rebuild muscle fibers, and improve balance and coordination overnight. In this video, we'll uncover the 4 eggs you should never touch and the 4 you must eat daily if you're serious about staying strong, sharp, and independent after 60. And stick around because number 2 is a Japanese-discovered variety proven to rebuild muscle fibers and protect aging hearts faster than any protein powder ever tested. References are listed in the description below for those who love diving into the science. Before we dive in, here's a quick question. How do you usually cook your eggs? Boiled, fried, poached, or scrambled? And where are you watching from? We're reading and replying to every single comment, so drop your answer below. Now, without any further ado, let's crack open egg number 4 in the never touch list. A popular egg millions eat every day, but new studies show it may secretly accelerate aging from the inside out. Number 4. Raw or undercooked chicken eggs. That Rocky Balboa morning routine of downing raw chicken eggs might seem like the ultimate protein boost, but for anyone over 60, it's actually a dangerous game of bacterial roulette that your weakened immune system can't afford to play. Your stomach acid production decreases by up to 40% after age 60, meaning you've lost your primary defense against salmonella bacteria that contaminate 1 in every 20,000 eggs. What your body could easily fight off at 30 could now land you in the hospital with severe dehydration and kidney failure. Raw egg whites contain a protein called avidin that binds to biotin in your digestive tract, creating a vitamin deficiency that manifests as thinning hair, brittle nails, and that exhausting fatigue that makes you feel decades older than you are. The uncooked proteins in raw eggs are only 51% bioavailable compared to 91% in cooked eggs, meaning you're getting less than half the muscle-building benefits while taking on all the risks. Imagine paying full price for a meal, but only being allowed to eat half of it. Studies from the CDC show that seniors are 5 times more likely to die from foodborne illness than younger adults, and salmonella from raw eggs is one of the top 3 culprits sending people over 60 to intensive care units. Your immune system's T cells, which are like soldiers fighting off invaders, decrease by 2 to 3% every year after 40, so by 60 you're operating with a skeleton crew trying to defend against bacteria that multiply every 20 minutes in your body. The raw egg trend in smoothies and protein shakes is particularly dangerous because blending creates tiny air pockets where bacteria thrive, turning your healthy drink into a bacterial breeding ground that could trigger severe gastroenteritis within hours. Even eggs labeled pasteurized in shell aren't completely safe for raw consumption if you're over 60, as the pasteurization process only reduces bacteria by 99.9%, leaving thousands of potentially harmful organisms that your younger self could handle but your current immune system cannot. The enzyme inhibitors in raw eggs interfere with protein digestion in your already compromised digestive system, leading to bloating, gas, and nutrient malabsorption that compounds the natural digestive slowdown that occurs with aging. While raw eggs threaten you with bacteria, the next type attacks your cardiovascular system from within. But before we move on, tap that like button and subscribe. The most shocking part is still coming. Number 3. Century eggs. Preserved duck eggs. These black-green preserved duck eggs, considered a delicacy in some Asian cuisines, contain dangerous levels of lead and sodium that can devastate the cardiovascular and nervous systems of anyone over 60. The traditional preservation process using clay, ash, salt, and lime for weeks or months creates lead contamination levels that can exceed 1,400 parts per billion. That's 30 times higher than what the FDA considers safe, and lead accumulation in your body directly causes memory loss, confusion, and accelerated cognitive decline. Each century egg contains over 600 milligrams of sodium, more than a quarter of your daily limit in just one egg. Catastrophic when 70% of seniors already struggle with hypertension that's silently damaging their kidneys, heart, and brain with every heartbeat. The alkaline preservation process raises the pH to over 12, which is similar to household ammonia, disrupting your stomach's delicate acid balance and interfering with the absorption of crucial medications that many seniors depend on for heart health, diabetes, and blood pressure control. The protein structure in century eggs becomes so altered that your body treats it as a foreign invader, potentially triggering inflammatory responses that worsen arthritis, increase joint pain, and accelerate the deterioration of cartilage that's already breaking down with age. Research from Beijing University found that regular century egg consumption in adults over 60 correlated with a 45% higher incidence of stomach cancer and a 38% increase in colorectal cancer, likely due to the formation of heterocyclic amines during the preservation process. The ammonia compounds that give century eggs their distinctive pungent smell can trigger respiratory issues in seniors with compromised lung function, and the smell itself often causes nausea that reduces appetite. Dangerous when maintaining adequate nutrition becomes increasingly challenging with age. Your liver, already working overtime to process medications and filter toxins, becomes overwhelmed trying to neutralize the heavy metals and chemical compounds in century eggs, leading to fatigue, brain fog, and the accumulation of toxins that accelerate aging at the cellular level. The texture changes during preservation destroy most B vitamins and create compounds that interfere with vitamin B12 absorption. Critical since B12 deficiency affects 40% of adults over 60 and directly causes irreversible nerve damage, balance problems, and dementia-like symptoms. Century eggs poison you slowly, but the next type delivers an immediate inflammatory assault. Number 2. Scotch eggs and deep-fried eggs. Those crispy deep-fried eggs wrapped in sausage meat and breadcrumbs contain a deadly combination of trans fats, advanced glycation end products, AGEs, and acrylamide that accelerate aging faster than almost any other food you could eat after 60. When eggs are deep-fried at temperatures exceeding 375 degrees Fahrenheit, the cholesterol oxidizes into toxic compounds that embed themselves in your arterial walls like microscopic thorns, creating inflammation that directly triggers heart attacks and strokes, the number 1 and number 3 killers of people over 60. A single Scotch egg contains over 500 calories and 35 grams of fat, with most being saturated and trans fats that raise your LDL cholesterol while lowering protective HDL cholesterol, essentially removing your cardiovascular system's bodyguards while inviting in more attackers. The combination of processed meat and deep frying creates heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, which are carcinogenic compounds that the World Health Organization classifies as Group 1 carcinogens, the same category as cigarettes and asbestos. Your pancreas, already struggling to produce enough insulin as you age, gets overwhelmed by the massive glucose spike from the breading, while the fat delays stomach emptying, creating a perfect storm for type 2 diabetes that affects 1 in 4 adults over 60. The acrylamide formed during high-temperature frying specifically targets your nervous system, accelerating the loss of dopamine-producing neurons that leads to Parkinson's-like symptoms, including tremors, stiffness, and difficulty walking that rob you of independence. Restaurant deep fryers rarely change their oil, meaning you're consuming oxidized, rancid fats that generate free radicals, unstable molecules that attack your cells like rust eating through metal, visibly aging your skin while invisibly aging your organs. The inflammatory cascade triggered by deep-fried eggs increases production of cytokines and C-reactive protein, markers that directly correlate with Alzheimer's disease risk, essentially trading a moment of crispy satisfaction for years of cognitive decline. Studies show that people over 60 who consume deep-fried foods more than twice weekly have a 37% higher risk of heart failure and a 28% increased risk of death from any cause compared to those who avoid them. After destroying your arteries with deep frying, this last dangerous egg devastates your kidneys and bones. Number 1. Pickled eggs from bars and delis. Those murky jars of pickled eggs sitting on bar counters for weeks or months harbor a toxic combination of astronomical sodium levels, bacterial contamination, and chemical preservatives that can trigger kidney failure, bone loss, and dangerous blood pressure spikes in anyone over 60. Each pickled egg contains up to 800 milligrams of sodium, and the pickling brine adds another 400 milligrams that gets absorbed into the egg, delivering over half your daily sodium limit in one egg. Catastrophic when your kidneys have already lost 30% of their filtering capacity by age 60. The acidic vinegar brine, typically with a pH below 3.5, leaches calcium from your bones to neutralize the acid in your bloodstream, accelerating osteoporosis that already affects 54% of adults over 60 and dramatically increases fracture risk from simple falls. These eggs often sit at room temperature for days or weeks, creating perfect conditions for Clostridium botulinum, the bacteria that causes botulism, a paralytic illness that's fatal in 10% of cases, and particularly deadly for seniors with weakened immune systems. The combination of high sodium and acid triggers massive fluid retention that forces your heart to pump harder, increasing cardiac workload by up to 30% and potentially triggering heart failure in those with existing cardiovascular conditions. Commercial pickled eggs contain sodium benzoate and potassium sorbate preservatives that disrupt your gut microbiome, killing beneficial bacteria that produce vitamin K for bone health and B vitamins for energy, while allowing harmful bacteria to flourish unchecked. The vinegar's acetic acid erodes tooth enamel that's already thinning with age, accelerating dental decay that leads to tooth loss. A serious concern since poor dental health in seniors directly correlates with malnutrition, cognitive decline, and increased mortality. Your stomach lining, already thinning with age and possibly damaged from years of medication use, becomes inflamed from the acid assault, potentially causing gastritis, ulcers, and internal bleeding that could require emergency intervention. The contamination risk is extreme since these eggs are often grabbed with bare hands or dirty tongs, spreading bacteria from hundreds of customers directly onto food you're about to consume with your compromised immune defenses. Now that you know which eggs are quietly harming your body, it's time to flip the gears and uncover the 4 types that can literally reverse aging from the inside out. Get ready, because what's coming next might completely change how you see your breakfast forever. The 4 eggs you must eat daily. Number 4. Omega-3 enriched chicken eggs. These specially produced eggs from hens fed flaxseed, fish oil, or marine algae deliver up to 350 milligrams of brain-saving omega-3 fatty acids per egg, acting like a daily anti-inflammatory injection for your aging neurons without any side effects. When you hit 60, your brain's ability to produce DHA drops by 70%, and these eggs provide preformed DHA that bypasses your body's inefficient conversion process, directly feeding your brain cells the exact fatty acids they need to maintain memory, focus, and processing speed. Research from Tufts University found that seniors eating 2 omega-3 enriched eggs daily for just 8 weeks reduced their inflammatory markers by 35% and improved their word recall scores by 23%, essentially turning back the cognitive clock by several years. The omega-3s in these eggs specifically repair the myelin sheath. That's the protective coating around your nerve fibers that's like insulation on electrical wires, preventing the short circuits that cause those frustrating moments when you walk into a room and forget why you're there. Your joints contain synovial fluid that becomes thick and sticky with age, but the EPA and DHA from these eggs literally thin this fluid, reducing morning stiffness by up to 40% and improving range of motion that keeps you active and independent. These eggs cost about 30% more than conventional eggs, but provide the omega-3 equivalent of eating wild salmon twice a week at a fraction of the cost, making them the most economical anti-aging supplement you can buy. To maximize absorption, eat these eggs with a slice of avocado or drizzle of olive oil, as the additional healthy fats create micelles in your intestines, tiny bubbles that carry omega-3s directly into your bloodstream, rather than letting them pass through unabsorbed. The best preparation method is soft boiling for exactly 6 minutes, which preserves the heat-sensitive omega-3s while making the protein fully digestible. Then eat them within 10 minutes while the yolk is still warm and the nutrients are most bioavailable. Store these eggs pointed end down in the main refrigerator compartment at 38 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, never in the door where temperature fluctuations can degrade the delicate omega-3 oils, and consume within 3 weeks of purchase when nutrient levels are highest. Omega-3s protect your brain, but the next egg type rebuilds your muscles and bones. Number 3. Duck eggs. Duck eggs contain 30% more protein than chicken eggs with all 9 essential amino acids in perfect ratios, providing the exact building blocks your body needs to reverse sarcopenia, that age-related muscle wasting that steals 8% of your muscle mass per decade after 60. The protein in duck eggs has a biological value of 94, meaning 94% gets directly converted to muscle tissue, compared to just 74% from plant proteins. Crucial when your protein synthesis efficiency drops by 40% with age, and every gram counts toward maintaining strength and independence. Each duck egg delivers 2.5 times more vitamin B12 than chicken eggs, addressing the deficiency that affects 40% of seniors and causes irreversible nerve damage, balance problems, cognitive decline, and that crushing fatigue that makes you feel ancient. The iron content in duck eggs is triple that of chicken eggs and comes in the heme form that's 85% absorbable, compared to just 5% from plant sources, fighting the anemia that affects 1 in 4 seniors and robs you of energy, mental clarity, and immune function. Duck eggs contain rare alkaline minerals like potassium and magnesium in ratios that neutralize the acid load from normal metabolism, protecting your bones from calcium loss. Imagine your bones as a calcium bank account that duck eggs help you deposit into rather than withdraw from. The larger yolk contains phospholipids that repair your cell membranes, particularly in your brain, where they restore the flexibility needed for neurotransmitters to dock properly, improving everything from mood to motor control. Research from the Netherlands found that seniors eating duck eggs 3 times weekly increased their bone density by 7% in 1 year, while those eating only chicken eggs continued losing bone mass at the typical rate of 1 to 2% annually. The vitamin D content in duck eggs is 6 times higher than chicken eggs because ducks spend more time in sunlight and water, providing 18% of your daily needs in 1 egg when your skin can barely produce any vitamin D from sun exposure anymore. To prepare duck eggs optimally, steam them for 8 minutes for a creamy yolk that preserves heat-sensitive vitamins. Season with turmeric and black pepper, which increases nutrient absorption by 200%, and eat them with vitamin C-rich foods like tomatoes that enhance iron absorption while protecting vitamins from oxidation. While duck eggs rebuild your body, this next exotic egg reverses cellular aging itself. Number 2. Quail eggs. These tiny nutritional powerhouses contain 5 times more phosphorus and iron than chicken eggs, while delivering a unique protein called ovomucoid that studies show actually reverses allergic inflammation and repairs damaged lung tissue in seniors with breathing issues. Despite being just 1/5 the size of chicken eggs, quail eggs contain 140% more vitamin B1, thiamine, which directly improves nerve signal transmission, reducing that pins and needles sensation in your feet that affects 70% of people over 60 and increases fall risk. Japanese research spanning 30 years found that elderly people consuming 5 to 6 quail eggs daily showed 60% less cognitive decline than control groups, likely due to the egg's unique combination of choline, folate, and vitamin B12 that work synergistically to clear homocysteine from your blood, a toxic amino acid that damages blood vessels and doubles dementia risk. The phospholipids in quail eggs are structured differently than other eggs, allowing them to penetrate the blood-brain barrier more efficiently and directly repair neurons damaged by inflammation, essentially providing your brain cells with the exact materials they need for regeneration. Quail eggs contain natural ACE inhibitors, the same compounds used in blood pressure medications, but without the side effects like persistent cough and kidney stress that affect 30% of seniors on pharmaceutical ACE inhibitors. The glycine and proline content in quail eggs is double that of chicken eggs, and these amino acids are the primary building blocks of collagen, explaining why studies show improved skin elasticity, stronger nails, and reduced joint pain in seniors eating quail eggs regularly. Their unique mineral profile includes bioavailable selenium at levels that support thyroid function, crucial since thyroid disorders affect 20% of people over 60 and cause weight gain, depression, and extreme cold sensitivity that makes life miserable. The preparation secret that multiplies their benefits is eating them raw when they're fresh from a reputable source, as quail eggs have natural antibacterial properties that make them safe raw while preserving enzymes that aid digestion. Simply crack 5 to 6 into a small glass. Add a squeeze of lemon juice, which kills any surface bacteria while enhancing mineral absorption, and swallow them whole like oysters. For those uncomfortable with raw consumption, soft-boil quail eggs for exactly 2.5 minutes, which maintains the liquid yolk containing most nutrients while ensuring food safety. Then eat them immediately while warm, as cooling degrades the delicate proteins. Now for the ultimate anti-aging egg that shocked researchers with its ability to reverse biological aging. Number 1. Pasture-raised chicken eggs from heritage breeds. Heritage breed chickens like Araucanas, Marans, and Welsumers that roam on diverse pastures produce eggs with a nutrient density that modern science is just beginning to understand, containing compounds that literally reversed biological age markers by an average of 2.3 years in a groundbreaking Stanford study. These deep orange, almost red-yolked eggs contain 7 times more beta-carotene, 3 times more vitamin E, and 6 times more vitamin D than conventional eggs, creating a synergistic effect that repairs DNA damage, restores cellular energy production, and reactivates genes that typically shut down with aging. The chicken's natural foraging on insects, worms, and wild plants creates eggs with optimal 1:1 omega-3 to omega-6 ratios compared to the inflammatory 1:20 ratio in conventional eggs, essentially switching off the inflammation genes that drive every age-related disease from arthritis to Alzheimer's. Stanford researchers discovered these eggs contain spermidine, a compound that triggers autophagy, your body's cellular recycling system that clears out damaged proteins and dysfunctional mitochondria, literally forcing your cells to act younger by cleaning out the cellular garbage that accumulates with age. The lutein and zeaxanthin in these heritage eggs is 5 times more bioavailable than supplements because it's bound to healthy fats, and these carotenoids don't just protect your eyes. New research shows they accumulate in brain tissue where they improve processing speed and reduce senior moments by up to 40%. These eggs provide the full spectrum of B vitamins in their most active forms, including methylfolate rather than synthetic folic acid, crucial since 60% of people over 60 have genetic variations that prevent them from converting synthetic vitamins into usable forms. The unique fatty acid profile includes conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, which studies show reduces abdominal fat by 9% in seniors while increasing lean muscle mass, addressing the dangerous visceral fat accumulation that drives diabetes and heart disease after 60. Heritage breed eggs contain 74% more vitamin A in the retinol form that's immediately usable by your body compared to beta-carotene that requires conversion. Critical since your conversion efficiency drops by half after age 60, leaving you functionally deficient even with adequate intake. To maximize these miraculous benefits, buy directly from local farms where you can verify the chicken's truly free range on diverse pastures. Eat 2 eggs daily prepared sunny side up in grass-fed butter, which enhances fat-soluble vitamin absorption by 300%. Consume them within 1 week of laying when the anti-aging compounds are most potent, and always eat them in the morning when your body's protein synthesis and nutrient absorption peaks, giving these powerful compounds all day to repair and regenerate your cells. The difference between eggs that age you and eggs that regenerate you isn't just about choosing organic or free range. It's about understanding how your body's changing nutritional needs after 60 require specific types of eggs prepared in specific ways to unlock their anti-aging potential. Start immediately by eliminating those 4 dangerous egg types from your diet. Then introduce 1 new beneficial egg type each week, beginning with omega-3 enriched eggs, since they're easiest to find, gradually working up to sourcing heritage breed eggs from local farms that could literally add years to your life. Remember, after 60, every meal is either feeding disease or fighting it. Choosing the right eggs transforms your daily breakfast from an aging accelerator into a longevity protocol backed by cutting-edge science. If this information shocked you as much as it shocked the thousands of seniors now reversing their biological age with these simple egg swaps, make sure to subscribe for more science-backed nutrition strategies that keep you thriving well into your 90s and beyond. Thanks for watching, and remember, you're never too old to start getting younger.